Millions of years ago, much of planet Earth was covered by rainforest, a vast homeland to the many plants and animals with which we thrived in perfect balance. Today, it is never more than a short hike to the boundaries of our kingdom, beyond which lies treeless desert and urban jungle, where one species dominates: the human. This first program looks at their juvenile stages, known variously as children, kids, brats, ankle snappers, young people, beavers, cubs and scouts. In order to understand the adults, it's important to understand their backgrounds as juveniles. By using a technique known as habituation, whereby the humans gradually get used to my presence, I'm able to integrate with one particular troop of humans and gain a unique insight into the behavior of its members. Every week, seemingly at the same time, parents take their young away from their comfortable nests to a rather dilapidated den deep in the urban jungle. 2 or 3 times a year, the occupants of the den disperse for a few days to the open countryside, where they erect strange temporary shelters. I followed them in the hope of finding out what they get up to whilst away from parental care. On arrival at their base, there is pandemonium, whilst the juveniles try to erect the shelters, which will be their home from home for a few days. By the time the operation is complete, darkness has fallen. The juveniles enter their shelters, but all is not as it seems. Once thought to be active mainly during daylight hours, these creatures display a previously unknown behavior. One by one, they emerge from their shelters and tiptoe towards what appears to be a communal shelter where the food is stored. Trying desperately not to disturb the silverback, they creep back, clutching their spoils. Another myth is that the juveniles do not get up in the morning. I was able to observe that by dawn, chatter reaches fever pitch, and soon they are out and dashing around, tripping over the ropes and pegs that secured their shelters, and this time with a complete disregard for the silverback and his team.
It's your turn.
No, not much more.
No, this morning it's your turn. I did yesterday.
No.
Yes.
All right.
Shut up and get back in your tents!
After cursory and seemingly completely ineffectual ablutions and a meal of charred meats, frazzled eggs and numerous strange round plant seeds coated in a thick orange liquid, they are ready for the day. The giant silverback barks his orders.
Troop, fall in!
Immediately, they carry on doing exactly what they were doing before. But the silverback has a trick up his sleeve.
I won't open the tuck shop!
Order is restored. They are split into 3 groups, each led by one of the silverback's harem, whilst the silverback himself sits comfortably in his chair, keeps a watchful eye, and is brought regular mugs of tea by the assistants or the juveniles. One group is taught to navigate. Unlike us, humans have no innate sense of direction, and so they have devised a range of artificial aids. It looks as though this may be their first attempt. Another group is taught to make strange structures out of lengths of wood and rope. I was unable to discover the purpose of these. The final group is taught how to build and light a fire. Humans have lost most of their body hair, and so, in addition to their artificial protection, they need the fires to keep themselves warm. The fire also appears to serve a social function. In the evening, a very large example is built, and the silverback, his helpers, and the juveniles gather around. They all have a warm drink, which has an extraordinarily potent effect, for they indulge in a strange ritual chant. By now, the troop appears to have got used to my presence, and I decide to make an approach. At first, there is an awkward moment when the silverback asks if I'm DBS checked. I reply that, yes, I am, dark, big, and strong, and this appears to have the desired effect. To my great surprise, the troop makes me very welcome, and I'm able to play amongst them for the rest of the evening. When you look at another primate eye to eye, it's very special, because so much of how they look and how they behave is similar to us. In such close proximity, there is a two-way relationship. Whatever thoughts I was having about the humans, they were having their own thoughts about me. The human personalities quickly begin to shine through, and I found myself respecting them as individuals. The silverback has got to be strong, but he's got to be charismatic. He's got to be tender. He's got to be caring. He's got to be responsible, and he's got to make all the right decisions, taking in the complexities of having such a huge surrogate family. He may get little thanks from the juveniles at the time, but, with luck, they will grow to appreciate his efforts and live better and more fulfilling lives as a result.